something, wrestling fans? I am probably the most important guy in professional wrestling. I know I'm the busiest guy in all professional wrestling. Not only do I have a great book, the second greatest book, Dad, You Don't Work, You Wrestle, out, but I've also got the #1 hit TV show, Dad, You Don't Work, You Wrestle, TV program on YouTube. Over 50 episodes of the hottest wrestling scoops, the hottest wrestling stories that you'll ever find, folks. Tune in. YouTube, Dad, You Don't Work, You Wrestle TV.
We're back, and I'm here with William Lavelle and members of the William Lavelle Network, the Cult Classic, Chris Keffer and Kurt Taylor. And what would you like to say? What have you got on your mind today, Mr. Lavelle?
What I have on my mind today is one particular individual. His name is Daniel Halen. Mr. Halen, you are one loss away from losing the entire series, and it's going to happen soon enough. By this man's hands. Speak to the man.
Any words for Daniel Halen, Kurt Taylor?
None that haven't already been said. I told Daniel I was going to retain my junior heavyweight championship, and I'm going to do just that.
And Chris Keffer, have you got anything you'd like to add?
All I have to say is simply this: for all you nerds out here watching, one and all, I know how you love movies, and trust me, if you tune into this match tonight, it's going to be a cult classic.
And fans, welcome back to West Virginia Championship Wrestling action. We're here with a member of the Lavelle Network, the Cult Classic, Chris Keffer, taking on Daniel Halen.
This is an interesting matchup because Daniel Halen, no stranger to confrontation with members of the network, but recently, he's leading the best of seven, behind 3-2 in the best of 7 series, and basically now he's going to take on Chris Keffer. Here's the bell, ready for action. This looks like an interesting matchup.
Absolutely, as Kurt Taylor's jawing with a fan at ringside, and look at this, the Cult Classic wrenching Daniel Halen's arm.
Guys, you know who this Chris Keffer reminds me of?
Who's that?
George the Animal Steel.
Yeah, especially from the back, right?
Is it because he looks like he's wearing a sweater?
No. Red boots, black trunks, red trim.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice go behind.
And he said Cult Classic, and everyone knows that George Animal Steel was in a Cult Classic, Ed Wood.
Nice reference, Baron.
He knows his stuff, man. We've seen it in the ring. Now we're seeing it out of the ring. Baron's very intelligent when it comes to this stuff.
Now, no Plan 9 from outer space.
On the other hand, is very unintelligent because that gives his opponent something to grapple onto.
Right.
So.
And Keffer, snap-married over by Daniel Halen, goes right back to that rear chin lock.
One thing I'll ask, when you have such a heated rivalry with this best of 7 series, and you have this guy in a submission hold. You look across and you see the guy that you hate. Does that take anything away? Does that distract you at all?
Again, it's a psychological ploy. And see what Daniel Halen was doing.
Look at this! Look at this!
Oh, wow. You can see the pain on his face from that hold from Chris Keffer.
It's like an inverted Romero stretch on
Yeah,
it's exactly what it is. And look, holding those arms, goes in. And look at this.
Look at that.
Nice move. What a match. And Daniel Halen doing the exact same maneuver to Chris Keffer. Reversing into that. And look, goes in almost like a regal stretch.
Yep.
And fans, don't forget the next TV taping is only a few weeks away on Saturday night, December 14th at the Princeton Rec Center. The doors will open here at 6:15 p.m.
And Tony, did you say he DDT'd his leg?
I saw
much?
DDT knee. DD knee.
A knee DT.
DDT.
See, even though he's got horrible tattoos, Daniel Halen's doing something very smart. Chris Keffer is lost right now. He doesn't know whether he needs to guard his neck or his knee because Daniel Halen's worked both body parts.
Very good point.
If you can't breathe, you can't move. If your leg's broke, you can't walk. Daniel Halen May have some ugly tattoos, but I ain't gonna say stupid.
Oh, wow.
Well,
Huge.
yeah,
Look
he's
at this
very
bull-
intelligent, especially with what he does in the
I
ring.
think Chris Keffer just bulldogged him into the bottom turnbuckle.
I saw that turnbuckle. We're seeing some crazy moves already in this match.
Well, I'm telling you, man, Chris Keffer has been impressing me for a while now. You can tell the guy's got unlimited potential, and we all know what Daniel Halen's capable of. So when you get these two guys in the ring, you're going to see a good match. And that's what we're seeing, is the innovation here.
See him, we got Pee Wee and AJ Styles Jr. on the opposite sides, and Daniel Halen's going to notice this. I mean, psychological ploy.
And what is this? They're on the apron there, Daniel Halen blasting Chris Keffer with those forearms. Daniel Halen, definitely a crowd favorite if there ever was one.
He is. And the fans here are in a frenzy. And listen, fans, if you're at home, don't forget, every Wednesday at noon, you get this action on the CW network.
Oh, no. And what is going on here?
See, I could take Daniel Halen under my wing. What I would have done right then was just seriously poked him in the eye and push him off, let the back of his head hit the concrete.
Oh.
Win by count out. Win to win.
Beautiful
Go
drop
to the
toe
payment.
hold.
That's true.
And
That's
what is
the
this?
ultimate. You want to come out with a victory in
Exactly.
every
Almost
match.
like a reverse spinning toe hold here. It's like,
It is.
That's how you move up in contendership. Win.
twisting that knee. And the torque that's putting on that knee has got to be very painful.
Oh, I'm sure it is. And there you go. Keffer just kicked him off. It looks like he's going on the offensive now.
Oh, solid blow. That's how you reverse a leg lock, a punch to the face.
And a lot of the matches that we've seen, even Chris
Oh, look at
Keffer
this.
as of late, but Daniel Halen, Jeff, a lot of matches that should be up for match of the
Nice
year.
belly to belly.
Have you voted yet for the year-end awards?
You know, Tony, I have made my votes. And
Oh, wow.
Baron Bullard, he convinced me. I voted for him on everything after that
Exactly.
last
Oh,
time
wow.
he tried to campaign with me there.
Well, the fans don't know time is almost up, but not quite. You can go to Facebook on WVCW TV and actually vote for those awards still. There's still time.
And the Colt Classic coming down with a flying fist drop. He misses. Daniel Halen rolling him up from behind. 1, 2, and oh.
Now, see if it had held the tights, he'd have got the win. Daniel Halen needs a killer's instinct. You know, he needs to get a mean streak in him. He needs to quit worrying about the fans. He's got the ability. He just
Bret Hart like elbow
that was
drop.
very
worries
nice.
too much about pleasing these fans.
He kicks out at 2.
And what a match we're seeing here.
It's a good match so far. And limited, well, I don't know if any interference from the network
There
so
we
far.
go. There we go. Daniel Halen was pulling her hair. Okay, now I'm starting to get proud.
I didn't see that.
I'm starting
Sorry.
to get proud. So
So that
right?
makes you proud. He's starting
That-
to break the rules a
Yeah,
little, get a little
well,
mean.
listen,
You know.
Baron
It's
Bullard,
only
do you ever
cheating
have
if
your
you-
hair pulled in a match?
several times. I mean, Benny Conley's notorious for it.
Oh, really?
I've
Okay.
always suspected him of that. Oh, look at these elbows.
There you go. See, this is
Oh,
not-
what is this? What is this?
Listen,
Now, I saw this before. Watch this.
I've seen this. It is
Gut
beautiful.
wrench
Oh,
strength.
wow. They got a little tangled up there, but he still slammed him on his back.
But what power?
But that's
Oh,
the
that was a
thing.
lot of power.
That corkscrew, you might have seems like you mess it up, but it's a good effect. It works on that shoulder just as good.
Yeah, it was a loud thud we could hear all across the arena tonight. These fans are willing Daniel Halen back to his feet first.
I mean, Daniel Halen's
Oh, look at
developing
this.
that mean streak
Look at
I said
this.
about. There you go.
Oh, yeah, look at those slaps to the face.
Oh,
big
my
boot.
God.
He's
Yakuza
out.
kick.
Keffer's out.
I
Looks
think
like
he's
he's out.
listening to our commentary. This is good. You
There's
can
your
learn
killer
Daniel Halen.
instinct, right?
Look like he's setting. What's he setting up, Jeff?
Hey,
What's Halen going for?
I'm not sure.
Mark
I know.
my
Don't-
words. If Daniel Halen gets a mean streak,
Could it be?
he has a chance against Kurt Taylor.
Oh, he went for that crescendo.
Oh, no,
spear.
look at that. He missed with the crescendo. Taylor hits him with the
And an
belt.
arm lock.
Oh, wow.
Impeller DDT. Wow.
Keffer's got him rolled up. He's got the tights. He's got the tights. He's
Huge
got the 3
win
count.
for Chris
And he's
Keffer.
got
taking on Jake Jacobs. Scott Reigns, of course, been out. He's been out on tour and other things like that. We're going to hear from Scott Reigns hopefully after this match, depending on win or loss here.
Yeah, and you never know when it comes to a character like Jake Jacobs. We saw him many times in action, and he's a very talented individual. You never know.
Yeah, very, very true. Very true. Jake Jacobs, of course, a newcomer here in WVCW, getting his non-title shot against our heavyweight champion here. Definitely trying to prove that he is one deserving a title defense.
And I would have to think if he wins, he would have a legitimate claim to possibly getting a title shot.
You know, I think if he does win, it will definitely shoot him straight up that ladder, probably passing a couple contenders, you know.
Yeah.
If you come to our live events, we do have our Ringsider information magazine for sale for only $1, I think. And you can see that and see the current standings. Of course, the current standings sometimes are also posted on our Facebook page, which is, of course, facebook.com/WVCWTV. And as always, you can go there and leave us comments or message us as well and let us know what you think about the current broadcast of the day or any past broadcast.
And, you know, I'm noticing here right off the bat, Jake Jacobs working the arm and really just taking it, too. He's not being trepidatious at all here. He's really going straight for it.
I'm actually impressed that Jacobs is just taking it right to the champ. I mean, he's not afraid. He's not backing down. He's actually going right for Scott.
Yeah, he's definitely not holding anything back there as the 80s rocker Jake Jacobs is out here with a big European uppercut of sorts. And, chop right there in the corner. Now, referee Andrew Gibson telling him he needs to get the man out of the corner with a side headlock takeover. Jake Jacobs does to one Scott Reigns. Scott Reigns now down, trying to figure a way out. Goes for the cover, does Jacob 1, 2. 2 count now.
Beautiful.
Reigns with a cover of his own. Andrew Gibson didn't see it right at first. 1, 2. Now Jacobs with one of his own. If Andrew, nope. Well, yep, 1, 2, nope.
Oh,
2
I
count.
thought he had him.
No, that shoulder blade came up. I can see it from here. Goes for another cover to Scotty Reigns. 1, 2. Now he's on the ropes.
Very
That's
smart.
Jake
Grab
Jacobs.
the ropes.
Wow. That was so many reversals there. I don't know how you kept talking,
Does
Eric.
anybody have any aspirin?
Wow, that punch actually sent the champ down. Wow.
And I'll tell you what, I
Into
was
a headlock.
just sitting here thinking, here's the thing. We were just talking earlier about the fact that Jake Jacobs is not even one of the top contenders at the moment. He's a newcomer. That's the level of talent in WVCW.
Exactly,
This guy's
Jeff.
going toe-to-toe with the champion. He's not even currently one of the top
look at that.
contenders.
Look at this. He's got the champ up. A big slam to the mat.
Yeah, big body slam. Just Jake Jacobs on Scott Reigns. Goes for the cover. 1, 2. 2
Oh.
count there by Scott Reigns, or by Jake Jacobs.
And, Jeff, that's actually why, I mean, we fell in love with the product when we first saw it. I mean, there's a lot of talent here. And, I can tell people you got to come out and watch these matches in person. Keep up at home and watch on TV, but you got to come out.
I mean, our next television taping is just in 10 days, October 12th, here at the Princeton Rec Center. The doors will open at 6:15 or 6:20, and tickets start only at $7. How can you beat that? $7, you get many hours of entertainment here. You get to see all your great WVCW wrestlers. Depending on if one is out with a fireball or powder or anything else like that, if Lavelle's Nation gets to them, who knows, or Lavelle's Network.
It depends on what old Willie's up to for the week, really.
He hates
The champ's fighting back, though, now, guys. He's got some.
It looks
caught
like he's
up on some
starting
more
to
strength.
fire up.
Yeah, the champ fire back for sure. Scott Reigns is all over Jake Jacobs.
He's got him up by the hair. It looks like he's hooking him in for a suplex.
He definitely had him by the hair, not by the chinny chin chin.
Oh, Jacobs gets the leg up and blocks that suplex and blocks it again.
That's a
Powers
good,
out into a DDT.
Reverse that into a DDT.
Nice
man.
DDT there by Jake. Goes for the cover. 1, 2, 2 count.
Close to a 3 count.
This is a non-title match, I repeat, non-title. Jake Jacobs all in the face of referee Andrew Gibson.
Complaining of a slow count, but I really didn't see it that way. And after a stomp, he's measuring him and just raking the boot across the eyes of Scotty Reigns.
I'm telling you, I'm impressed with what I'm seeing from Jake Jacobs in this match, Jeff.
Absolutely, Tony, absolutely.
Shoots Reigns off. Oh, big back elbow there by Jake Jacobs.
And he was very
Goes for the
pleased with
cover.
himself
1,
after
2.
that.
Yeah, well, he knocked the champion down on the mat. Wouldn't you be pleased with yourself too?
I'm always pleased with myself, Eric.
Scotty Reigns rolls to the outside. Jake Jacobs, thinking that he has one up on him, is trying to keep that upper hand as Scotty Reigns apparently rolled to the outside to get his breath of fresh air real quick to get Jake Jacobs off of him. Shoots the man off. Big reversal
Reverses.
there. Big clothesline onto Scotty Reigns. 1, 2.
This is and he got the foot on the ropes, it looked like.
Yeah, it looked like he had the right foot, then the left foot on the ropes to break that hold. So he wanted to make sure that referee Andrew Gibson saw that.
Jacobs looks like he's measuring the champ for something now.
He is. He's stalking the champ. Waiting.
Fans all over Jake. He went for his finisher there. Scotty Reigns throws it off.
There's that big
super
boot.
kick.
There's the big boot.
Super kick. Goes for the cover. 1, 2, 3. Ladies and gentlemen, I am going to go get a word and find out where Scotty Reigns has been.
I think I actually saw some fans in the front row catching Jake Jacobs' teeth.
This is Daniel in the Lion's Den, a weekly dose of comic books, wrestling, music, and more.
Fans, here we go with another web exclusive here as we have Mr. Number 1 George South taking on world class Eric St. Clair. We've seen since the moment that George South came out of the locker room, this crowd here in Gully Bridge has been all over him and right behind world class Eric St. Clair. So we see a big lockup right there in the middle of the ring and a big side headlock by world class Eric St. Clair, and the crowd is just loving this right here. Referee Cody Green right there in the middle of the ring, and he is checking, seeing if George actually wants to give it up now. The crowd all over Mr. Number 1, George South. George South trying to tell them to keep quiet as he hits Eric St. Clair in the midsection with a little forearm there and shoves him right into the turnbuckle and gets him off of that head. Now you're seeing George South do some jumping jacks in the middle of the ring, yelling at some kids right here in front of the camera, saying that he's okay and that he's ready. Eric St. Clair definitely taking a big breather right there. Goes with a three-point stance. Oh, Eric St. Clair misses. I don't think George South, I think he took his eye off of Eric St. Clair for a few minutes and was paying more attention to those kids. And Eric St. Clair goes right back with another side headlock right there in the center, dead center of the ring. And let it be known, folks, that world-class Eric St. Clair, Mr. Number 1, George South, has had battles all over West Virginia and even some in North Carolina, as we have seen, and it's been chronicled here on our television program many, many times. Big hair, a little bit of a hair pull there by by Mr. Number 1, George South. As, you know, the crowd once again, George South has to keep him quiet, and he grabs the hair. Referee Cody Green sees it out of the corner of his eye. Shoots him off, right off, ducks the clothesline to Eric St. Clair, right back to another side headlock by world-class Eric St. Clair. You know, for many weeks, Mr. Number 1, George South, was a fan favorite in West Virginia Championship Wrestling till he finally turned his back on the fans, saying that they quit buying the second greatest book ever written, Dad, You Don't Work, You Wrestle, of course, written by Mr. Number 1, George South himself. And you can catch him on YouTube as well each and every week on the Dad, You Don't Work, You Wrestle television program brought to you on by Hotspots and Hotspots.com. Oh, Mr. Number 1, George South getting one up there on Eric St. Clair. As you see a big thrust to the throat section there. George South just kind of jawing at the man, steps on his foot right there. Referee Cody Green not sure what to do. He needs to get Eric St. Clair off that rope. Eric St. Clair trying to get feeling back into his toes. George South once again yelling at those kids at ringside and just stomps on the foot once again of world-class Eric St. Clair. Shoots Eric St. Clair off. Big reversal there by St. Clair. Big back elbow. And the crowd up in the stands going nuts as we get another side headlock by Eric St. Clair. Wow, what a maneuver, what a match this is right here in Gully Bridge. George South once again going with the hair. Referee Cody Green could see it right over Eric St. Clair's shoulder there. You could see the hand of George South. Once again pulling the hair, but this time Cody Green was underneath asking George if he wanted to give up, and he said no. So you see George tries to stand up there a little bit to relieve some of the pressure. Eric St. Clair now needs to wrench on that side headlock a little bit more as we see another forearm shot to the midsection there. Once again, knocking that air out of Eric St. Clair a little bit, giving George South a chance to get out of that headlock, and just hits him with a big right hand to the top of the noggin right there. Knocks Eric St. Clair down on the mat. Now, he needs to quit worrying about the crowd here and needs to worry more about Eric St. Clair, who's almost squeaked out a couple of pinfalls against him here lately. But once again, turning on the fans to George South just because they did not buy his book, Dad, You Don't Work, You Wrestle, the second greatest book ever written. Eric St. Clair is actually in that book, page 164, if you ever get it. You know, you may be one of those fans that didn't buy it. Maybe why George is a little mad right now. Missing with a big knee drop, and Eric St. Clair once again back with another big side headlock right there in the middle of the ring. What a match this is. What a night it's been here in Gully Bridge. You know, just an awesome night of action. Can't wait to come back here to Gully Bridge at some point as Mr. Number One George South goes and grabs the hair again. Eric St. Clair definitely picking out a strong point of George South. Keep going back to that head, trying to wear the man down. The more you wear a body part down, you know, the more it starts. I mean, he's basically trying to give him a headache here. And once you get a headache, that throws your whole day off. And now George South just trying to think of a way to keep this crowd quiet like he wants to do, which I don't think he's going to be able to do, and come back to Eric St. Clair. Another big couple forearms to the midsection, big reversal into the turnbuckle. Here comes Eric St. Clair, misses right on that arm. Another big right hand. Mr. Number One, George South, knocks down Eric St. Clair once again right down to the mat. What's going to happen next in this big... And don't forget, fans, we will be on television each and every Wednesday on the 2 Virginia CW network, and we are also on YouTube. And make sure you go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/WVCWTV. It's Mr. Number One, George South here, all over Eric St. Clair, stomping on that hand. You know, Mr. Number One, George South does use the claw maneuver, and so does Eric St. Clair. He got that. George South is his mentor. George South is his go-to guy that Eric St. Clair looked up to for many, many years. And now just, you know, the old saying goes, this is going to hurt me a lot more than it's going to hurt you. But right now, I think it's hurting Eric St. Clair pretty bad as he's the one down on the mat. And George South, the teacher, is the one standing. Of course, he's jaw-jacking with a little bit of the fans and over there yelling at the referee a little bit as well. Eric St. Clair trying to get his thoughts together, trying to come back and figure out how he's going to win this match here. He has been dominating the better part of it. Referee Cody Green over there checking on him, asking him if he wants to give up. Signaling to the timekeeper, no, he does not, as George South picks up Eric St. Clair, shoots him off the ropes, going for a big back elbow, knocks Eric St. Clair down on the mat again. Is he going to go for a cover this time? Nope, George South basically telling the fans that he's going to end it right here. He's going to take care of their fan favorite here in Eric St. Clair. He's just basically saying it's over as the crowd just not for it. Goes for the cover here. 1, 2, big kick out by Eric St. Clair. George South all over referee Cody Green, wanting to know where all that power came from Eric St. Clair. George can't believe it. As he's once again talking to those kids and not worrying about Eric St. Clair there in the ring, giving him a lot of time to get air into his body to come back as he grabs a big nerve hold right there. Right on the side of the neck. does Mr. Number 1, George South. Eric St. Clair just down on the ground, suffering from that nerve hold right now. I'm sure still trying to get some air in his body, trying to think of ways to get out of this and ways to beat Mr. Number 1, George South. The crowd kind of getting on George South, so they're trying to get behind Eric St. Clair. Crowd starts clapping, cheering, and you still got the fans around ringside that George is very, they must have not made him very happy here. But the Gully Bridge crowd definitely coming alive, trying to get Eric St. Clair back into this match. Notably absent from ringside is Eric St. Clair's tag team partner, the Mighty Hojo, not out here. As you can see, referee Cody Green right there in the face of Eric St. Clair asked him if he wants to give up. He has not yet given up or given an indication that he was going to. He has not tapped out. He is still down. Looks like he may be going out just a little bit. That nerve hold can definitely weigh on you a little bit and eventually make you pass out. Looks like he's still very much alive here as the crowd here in Gully Bridge starts getting even louder. Just cheering along, getting Eric St. Clair all up into this match. Now here comes Eric St. Clair back to his feet with a big elbow. Another big elbow to the midsection of George South. Comes off, ducks the clothesline. And George South goes for that right-handed punch again, and Eric St. Clair blocks and comes back with 3-4 of his own. Shoots him out of the turnbuckle. What's going to happen next? Eric St. Clair full head of steam. Oh, George South ducks down, goes for the cover. Feet on the ropes. 1, 2. Cody Green notices the feet on the ropes. George South has thought he has won this match, and Cody Green is saying, no, sir, you had your feet on the rope. Eric St. Clair, what's he going to do? Looks like he's positioning himself. Yes, he's rolling them up. 1, 2, 3, ladies and gentlemen, Eric St. Clair just beat George South.
Your winner of the match, world class, Eric St. Clair.
Woo, mercy. This is professional wrestler Jimmy Valiant. Tell all my people, my brothers and sisters, don't you dare miss West Virginia Championship Wrestling. Oh, yeah.